We've seen Jabba get snippy with Darth Vader and get put on his place right immediately afterwards. We saw Boba Fett torch Chewbacca, burning him almost to death. All this in just one comic issue, guys, and if I would recommend a comic, it would be this. War of the Bounty Hunters issue number 3, just released almost a week ago now. Tomorrow we have a new issue of the Darth Vader comic series and a Dr. Aphra, which will feature Darth Vader as well. We have tons of comics coming out this week and the next week as well, so be sure to subscribe to this channel. My name is Bessie, welcome to Star Wars Comics. We're going to cover extensively all these comics and every storyline that converges within it. So as we saw in a previous video, Jabba is out. He tried to haggle with Darth Vader, but alas, it wasn't going to go in his favor, and Jabba knew this. Basically, Vader came in and trampled over everybody. Han Solo was his for taking. However, there was one more character that was sitting on the sidelines, waiting for Darth Vader to approach. As soon as Darth Vader and his Death Troopers try to go take away Han Solo, one of the members of the Crimson Dawn approaches Lord Vader. A word, Lord Vader? You may take Han Solo, of course, we will not get in your way. But there is still the matter of the 1 million credits. The 1 million credits that got Jabba to win the bidding for Han Solo. Crimson Dawn must be made whole. If you wish to take the prize, you must assume the obligation. This was, of course, as we know, Qi'ra. Qi'ra worked very closely with Maul. In fact, she was sort of a protege or maybe even apprentice, as we learn in this comic issue, because not only does she has the goal to interject, but to stand toe-to-toe with Darth Vader. As we can see by this comic panel, Vader is not amused at all. Ridiculous, says Vader, you are owed nothing. Oh, is the Empire too poor to pay its debts? Or too cheap? Now she is almost certainly mocking not only Darth Vader but the Empire as well, something that Vader holds near and dear to his heart. With a simple glance and a turn of his head, he ignites his red blade, and we all know what is about to ensue next. However, what Vader did not anticipate is that Qi'ra, this unknown person, or known to us as Qi'ra, the apprentice of Maul, was highly trained, as she ignites her blades too, in what can only be described as electro swords possibly, or electro staffs, emanating a red hue. Qi'ra takes a fighting stance. Not everyone here is afraid of you, Darth Vader. Vader lunges at Qi'ra, but he was not quick enough, as Qi'ra avoids the red lightsaber of Vader. You have training. Vader is shocked. I recognize the lineage of your instruction. Oh, do you? Lord Vader, says Qi'ra mid-flip. Again, Vader slashes but is blocked by Qi'ra and her swords. Then you know you are in trouble. She is further provoking Darth Vader. Who trained you? Who was your master, says Darth Vader, as he is just biding for time. Of course, we all know how Darth Vader fights. What is his technique? At times, to learn more about his opponent, he will not outright kill them immediately, but just probe and see where their weaknesses lie. Qi'ra had a response. My master was someone who knew quite a bit about you, Lord Vader, and your master as well. A third time Vader slashes and Qi'ra is able to outrun Vader. Your skill does credit to your teacher, but you do not have the Force. Now Vader was done playing games with Qi'ra, as with a swift move he extends his hand and grabs Qi'ra with the Force. And your Teras Kasi will not save you. By this time Vader had figured out who had taught Qi'ra. This master of hers knew quite a bit about Lord Vader and his master Palpatine as well, with a fighting technique in Teras Kasi. By this point, he probably knew that Darth Maul was behind this. Almost a pity, says Vader, you must die. Few use these techniques in this time. As Qi'ra was struggling to stay alive, Vader was forced choking her to death slowly, but she had one more trick up her sleeve. She activated an alarm in her hilt, and once it opened, it released mini detonators that were now heading for Darth Vader, which for him was a feeble attempt as he stopped them with the Force, but he could not stop them from exploding, as they did, knocking both Vader and Qi'ra off their balance. Vader was not just a masterful duelist, duelist. He would also mentally challenge you by provoking your inner thoughts and your inner weaknesses. He would break you mentally, and we see at this point Qi'ra is completely gone. She yells and screams at Vader that nothing about her is feeble, nothing, as she snaps both of these blades together, signifying a double-bladed lightsaber similar to her master Darth Maul. Unfortunately though, we see that she has not only adopted the fighting technique of Darth Maul, but she has also adopted his mentality. Him going off the rails so many times. Darth Maul was known for going off the hinge, and we see that Qi'ra has not fallen far from the tree. In your world, perhaps, says Vader, in mine, you barely exist. As Vader continues to probe the defenses of a now Qi'ra wielding a double-bladed weapon. Up above in the balcony though, once Boba Fett took care of the Wookiee, now he is trying to kill Darth Vader. Steady, says Boba, as Vader is busy fighting. Steady, as he is aiming for Vader's helmet, but in a quick flash, he remembers Vader repelling blaster fire by only using his hand from Han Solo on Cloud City, where he was present. He knows what Vader is capable of. The Tutaminis would be imminent, and once Vader figured out who tried to kill him, Boba Fett would be next. Once he realized this, Boba simply takes a step back, knowing full well he can't go up against Darth Vader. Blast it. Those are his exact words. But as it usually tends to happen, Vader has had enough. He toys with you as much as he can, but once he is bored, he just goes out in a berserk. Using the Force, he repels everybody around him, Qi'ra and the spectators alike. In fact, this is an image that is very popular. It comes from the Legends Darth Vader comics that were released many years ago. They used this as a reference perhaps, and I'm really excited to see this pose back again in Darth Vader. If you Google Darth Vader's stance, you might see this exact picture somewhere. Vader repels Qi'ra so much that she actually slams on the carbonite frozen body of Han Solo. At this point, we see that Vader has just gone insane with power. Will anyone else tell me what I cannot do, as he slashes at an innocent bystander? I will take what I like, as he kills another spectator. I will kill who I like, slashing at another. People screaming all around. Vader had just lost his mind. And the next will be you, as he approaches with his red blade in tow alongside Qi'ra. A pity for such skill to go to waste, but you were a fool to challenge me, and now you will pay the... At that moment, he gets frozen. Wait, I sense Skywalker, as Vader is now clenching his fist, expecting his son to make an imminent entrance. And of course, we know he is right, since way back since Star Wars issue number 15, Luke has been trying to make his way to Qi'ra to meet up with Leia and the others to save Han from Darth Vader. In fact, Vader knows all too well that Luke is above Qi'ra trying to make an entrance, but something unexpected will happen, and it will shock you guys. It's honestly crazy cliffhanger, because I cannot wait for the next month to show us what Luke was actually thinking. It's kind of crazy if you think about it, but I'm gonna leave that for tomorrow's video or the next day. Be sure to subscribe for that and to stay in tune for these storylines, because I'm telling you guys, you do not want to miss these. They are completely crazy, and they go in many different routes, ways that you won't even expect, especially for Luke now that he is on Qi'ra. Something crazy will happen, I promise you. Stay tuned on this channel, subscribe for dailies. Now you can have an awesome day, Star Wars fans. I'll see you in the next video, and may the Force be with you. Until then.